The 500-bed capacity hospital received parliamentary approval in November 2008, but construction was delayed due to changes in location. Tax exemption, which was a condition precedent of the contract, also delayed until 2017. According to contractors, the project is about 95% complete. Deputy Defense Minister Kofi Amankwa-Menu says the contractors are following due process in the installation of equipment.
I think we've gone round. We've seen all the so-called alleged equipment which are left to rot in the sun and in the bush. We've all seen them. The contractor explained that the cylinders are actually outdoor cylinders, and that is even a backup. And the air handling unit out there are supposed to be outdoor unit. I think we went to almost every room on this facility, and you saw that equipment that need to be indoor are indoor, and those that need to be outdoor are outdoor.
The visit to the site shows important aspects like MRI equipment are yet to be fixed within the created space in the walls. Contractors Aerojet Deinvest reveal most equipment will be installed once power is fully connected to the site. Main site manager Ahmed Abu Shama says such equipment remain at the warehouse.
Recorded in the video is the same position. We didn't change anything. Nothing of medical equipment outside. Nothing. Even you open the boxes, you found the name of the equipment outside it. This is supplier, Sodica. This is air handling unit. It's extractor fan is system for HVAC, not for medical. Okay? None of medical equipment is here. We keep Aerojet, we keep our rights to take the legal actions against such incidents. Okay? Because we don't accept someone to come to our reputation and use misleading information, and this is not acceptable from our side.
The project is expected to be completed by December 2021 if financial conditions are met.
Most of the things have been done already. All they are waiting, of course, you know, this thing involves a lot of money. So they are waiting for something to really start. The figure actually jumped, and there was an extra 36 million US dollars. This figure was actually renegotiated with the help of my minister, the ministry.
Unfortunate demise or passing, somebody picked up at the other end of the line, said they were on their way, but they never showed up. The child at the time, who was on admission, had been referred to Konfanochi Teaching Hospital for further treatment due to the situation, but KATH also informed the parents that the place was full and that the child could not be admitted and that they should hold on and bring the child the following day, that's the next morning. The child did not survive the night, and so was not able to receive the necessary treatment that it required. Even at Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, the child died. Two key things I want us to have at the back of our minds here, because barely two weeks, or let's say 3 weeks, at most 3 weeks ago, another woman was not too well, and she was also on admission at a facility near Multimedia here in Kumasi. After a while, she was also told that she needed to be referred to Konfanochi Teaching Hospital. Indeed, the facility even took some money from her by way of putting her in an ambulance to get her to Konfanochi. After family members had paid their money, she had to wait for well over 2 hours. No ambulance showed up. No ambulance showed up. Later, we were told that it had to do with the facility's own ambulance that delayed. They didn't come. Bottom line is, she also went, they called Konfanochi Teaching Hospital and said, well, there's a lady who is sick and ought to be referred to the facility. The information was that there was no bed. There was no bed. Fortunately for her, later, she was able to get a bed, but she also gave up the ghost. I mean, she also passed on. Very unfortunate. Listen, a lot of people are going through a lot of issues when it comes to health or seeking help when it comes to their health needs. Unfortunately, many are not getting it the way they wanted it. And yet, in this region, we have so many uncompleted health facilities. Some of them specialized area or specialized facilities that could cater for people. Aferi, Sewa, Fomena, Kumewu, KNUSC Teaching Hospital, and I can go on and on and on. Yet these facilities have not been completed, and people who seek or are in need of medical attention are losing their lives, they are dying. So what we have decided to do is we want to dedicate, if possible, the whole of this week to have different conversations from different angles as to what it will take for us to get these facilities completed. I am not saying that it's not good for other places to have facilities, but if you look at, for example, the census that was done, Kumasi is also very well populated. And yet Accra has Kolebu Teaching Hospital, has Rich Hospital, has 37 Military Hospital, has Police Hospital, has University of Ghana Medical Center, has a Bank of Ghana Medical Center, has a Maritime Hospital, has Lekma Hospital, has La General Hospital, and I can go on and on and on, Tema General Hospital, and many others. So why can't we have these facilities that have not been completed for people to have medical attention when the need arises, instead of we being told that there's no bed, the place is full, there's no bed, the place is full. So starting today, we are embarking on a campaign with the hashtag Fix These Uncompleted Health Facilities. Even if one or two is fixed, it is something. So we want to embark on this campaign together with you, and we hope and pray that you will support us in this campaign. You can send us your voice notes in terms of what you're about to listen to. Send us your voice notes to 055 1111995. That's the number. 055 1111995. And we'll be activating the phone lines later this morning to, as usual, hear your thoughts as what you'll be hearing as well. And we're already live on Facebook. We're showing you some of the uncompleted facilities, health facilities that have been left to the mercy of the weather. We're showing some of them to you on Facebook. So join us on Facebook and see things for yourself. Things that, projects that, began some years ago, but has not been completed. And yet people need medical assistance and support, and yet they are dying. Francis, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
And how are you doing?
I'm fine.
And sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
And I must say, you're a very strong man.
Wow.
I've been speaking to you since, was it Saturday? No, yesterday.
Yeah.
Since yesterday, Sunday. And you're a strong man. Now, Francis here is the father of Ifia Sika Opong Jemfi. They call it Sika, yeah?
Nana Ifia Sika Kunedu.
Okay.
Opoku Jemfi.
Okay. But you guys call her Sika?
Sika, yeah.
Why?
Well, as at now, my last born, who is the third born, is even 6 years. So, she was a pension baby, and looking at her beauty and everything, so I call her Sika. And indeed, she was bringing the cash as well.
And this lady we're talking about, this child is only 7 months old.
Yeah, she was born 7th May, 2021. Yeah.
So the mother has gone through the 9 months full term.
Yeah.
Has delivered of a baby. She is excited about it. I'm sure a naming ceremony was held. Unfortunately, she falls sick. She needs medical attention. The right attention was not given, and she's no more.
Yeah.
Tell us about events leading to this unfortunate incident. How did it all happen?
Oh, first of all, let me say good morning to your listeners, and let me say also thank you to family members and friends who have been calling me, especially on Facebook. I mean, those who are not even my friends are even coming to my box to say, to give me messages of condolences, and indeed, they have even strengthened me more. It's not easy though, but wow. So let me say, I think the whole thing started October. So 3rd December was the 3rd time to attend to this place, Asqua Children's Hospital. So let me cut it short. On December 3rd, I was far away at Timetim on a project issue. So my wife called me that she wants to send the baby to the hospital. And I said, okay, I'm coming, so you can take a lead. So around 5, 6, she called me that they have given her oxygen due to the breathing condition, the way she was breathing. And I said, okay, I'll be there. So I went there around 7. So indeed, she was under oxygen at the emergency unit, intensive care unit at the Asqua Children's Hospital. So I decided to see the doctor in charge to ask him or her, about the condition of my child. For since October, the 1st and the 2nd time, they have done a whole lot of labs. So I wanted to actually know what was actually wrong with my daughter, because I've been away in Accra, always it's been on phone talking about her health conditions as well. So I went to see the doctor in charge, and he told me that, they needed to see 102, so they want to do some labs and maybe Konfanochi to see 102. And I said, okay, let's hope for the better. So I was just roaming about. To be honest, I couldn't stand the situation, so I was always outside. I think I hold her just 1 or 2 occasions. The mom wanted to go and bath, so I was in charge. And the way she was breathing, and she would be shouting, at least every 30 seconds.
Whoa.
So I went outside. Sometimes my wife would be calling me, oh, come inside. I said, no, let me be outside. I was, a bit 100 meters away from the main hospital, just to avoid the sound or the noise from my baby. So I was there at the security point, just walking, going up and down in the midst of mosquitoes. So around 10:45 or so, then my wife called me that they said they want to refer her to Konfanochi. So I said, wow. So I quickly got back to the police and I asked them, and they said, yeah, they have done whatever they can. So the next thing is to go to Konfanochi, because they have the facilities to sustain her if she needs to be alive.
And sorry to cut in, we're talking about this young, beautiful, pretty baby who has unfortunately lost her life. The father, is with her. I think that was when she was on admission.
Yeah, this is the second time.
Okay, so we're showing you pictures of it. It's already on Facebook, and we're just sharing, showing them to you on our Facebook page as well. LUV 99.5. That's how you can reach us on Facebook, and watch the daddy and Sika, as they affectionately called her when she was alive. Go check it out on Facebook. Yes, sir. Please go ahead. So your wife called you in.
Yeah. So when I went there, and I asked about the man in charge, the doctor was the PA also. So what are they doing? He said they have called the ambulance service. They have called the ambulance to come and take her to Konfanochi. And actually, from the very day I started going there, because let me say this on record. My first child, the third and the fourth, that is the hospital they have been going.
The children's hospital?
Yeah.
Okay. With
the exception of my second daughter. So that is a place I like, looking at the environment and everything.
Look at her beautiful smile on Facebook. Listeners, join us on Facebook and get to see this young 7-month-old baby who has unfortunately lost her life. And as you follow the story, I don't know what's going on in your mind. But listen, tomorrow we'll ask you to tell us if you have any similar stories or experiences to share. But today is all about Francis, the father of Sika. So, yes.
So I called and said they are calling the ambulance. And I've been there for so many occasions. I've never seen any ambulance around.
At that facility.
And you don't know something. I'm one person. Anytime I see 24-hour emergency service at any hospital, I look at the facility, I look at the ambulance service. So I ask myself, so what about if there's any emergency service? Should you go for a taxi or any private car? So I was there and said, okay, let me wait for them. So for about 30 minutes or so, I was not hearing anything. So I also called the National Ambulance Service line, the 193. I called for about 4 times. I think the line will pick by itself, but nobody will talk. So I quickly searched again and called the 112. So I called the first one, the second one, and a lady picked the call. And I explained everything to her, and she said, oh, I'm sorry. So I'm lodging a complaint. From 11:03 p.m. till date. I don't know, maybe they will call me today to tell me that they are coming for. I would also do a second checkup to at least to facilitate the movement of the ambulance.
So what you're saying is that the facility, the Children's Hospital told you that they have placed a call for an ambulance to come in. You waited for some 30 minutes. The ambulance never came.
Yeah.
So you decided to place a call yourself. And then one of the calls you used the 112.
112.
Now, like I said, tomorrow we'll continue the same conversation from different angles, because my checks, and I've been reliably informed by somebody who works with the National Ambulance Service, says that the 112 is not reliable. You say that when you call that number, somebody picked at the other end of the line.
Yes.
You narrated the situation to that person. Now, that 112, I'm told, is a centralized place where all manner of calls go to, so NADMO and all other calls, including the ambulance, will go there. So they are supposed to relay the information to the yes. But unfortunately, I'm told that that number is not reliable. We'll tell you much more about it tomorrow. So stay with us tomorrow for that conversation as well. So bottom line, the ambulance never came.
No. So I went back and asked the PA or the doctor in charge. So what are they doing? And they said, oh, I think he was not there. There was a nurse around, the lady and the guy. So I asked them. So I was even angry. And the guy said, oh, don't be too judgmental. Please calm down. Confanochi says there's no bed to accommodate my daughter. So I should wait, or they should wait for next morning, maybe 5 or 6 a.m. So I say, wow. And in the conversation, the guy said something funny. And which to me is a very serious issue. He said they wanted to try South Hospital, which we normally call Atonsua Gugu. And he said, oh, somebody told them, Master, try what you can do there. That means even this was far better than even the government side, the South Hospital. So I said, okay, so I should look at my child dying from 11 p.m. to the next morning.
When they placed a call to Confanochi Teaching Hospital, were you present? Did you hear?
No. I was outside. My wife called me.
Okay.
That they said they want to refer her to the
Confanochi.
So I went in to hear them, and I also spoke with them too.
And they told you that Confanochi, the place
that was
full.
after almost an hour when there was no ambulance, and so that's what they told me.
At that time, what was the condition of Sika?
I mean, she was just shouting. At least every 30 seconds, she would just. I mean, the breathing wasn't that good, and you could see from their faces that, I mean, things wasn't right. You could see from their faces. There was this nurse there who was just. She couldn't even look at my face or my wife's face. I believe she has a daughter as well or a son as well. So she was just looking down, very disturbed. And so.
But did they explain the situation that Sika was in when they placed a call to Confanochi? Your daughter already at Children's Hospital was under the oxygen.
Yeah.
So when they realized that the situation was beyond them, and they called Confanochi, did they really explain the situation to them? I'm asking this question because a couple of times I've been told that there might be spaces. Only a few spaces will be available, but it's for very critical conditions. Critical conditions. That's when then they will, consider that as okay, fine. But normally, yes, the place is full. Only there are some small spaces available. Under very critical conditions, then they will say, okay, bring the person. So this facility, Children's Hospital, did they explain to Confanochi the situation this child was in?
David, as I said, I wasn't there when they placed the call. But let me ask you something. What is the critical condition? A child is not able to breathe well.
That is critical. That is critical. That is what I'm saying. Did they explain to them?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Did you find out whether they did?
And I didn't find out from anyone that whether the condition is critical or whatever. I was looking at my child. You see, the nurse even was surprised that she came there and she removed the oxygen and put it inside the water in a bowl to see how the bubbles will come. So she was saying that everything is working all right. So how come she's breathless? It means that the thing was still on, but she was not able to breathe well. So it means that there was something wrong. Then she placed a call to the personnel in charge or the medical officer in charge that the issue come. That is when the situation started getting worse, and they were looking at each other's face. And I also have once I'm a student or I have knowledge about medical issues, so I was also reading 1 or 2 issues. So initially, when I even went there, I decided to look at my daughter's folder. That no, this is the 3rd time I want to see it. Look at 1 or 2 issues and call some specialists that I know far away. And they said, no, the folder is not around. Or
is that like you didn't know what was wrong with your daughter? Nobody told you anything?
So?
No, I want to hear you. You were not told what was wrong with your daughter. You didn't know what was wrong with your daughter.
You see, let me say this. Maybe nobody knew this. She was there first, and the second day she went there, they gave her a blood transfusion. and there were a whole lot of series of tests. But nobody told my wife that this is the serious condition or whatever your daughter is in. So they would just give her drugs, give her infusion, and the rest. She comes home.
And you didn't know what was wrong with her? You didn't ask?
I was not around. That's what I said. I'm in Accra.
Fine. So even when you came back, when you were called by your wife and you went to the hospital, you didn't ask?
That is when I went to see the doctor in charge.
And were you told what was wrong with her?
Oh, he said, there's this little issue that they are doing, so they will just do a further test at Konfanochi to know more.
Okay.
So that is when I think that is when I requested for the folder. Then they directed me to the officer in charge.
I see. So you were informed by staff, the doctors and nurses of the Children's Hospital, that according to them, Konfanochi was full.
Yeah. So
and you knew your daughter needed attention, so she had to be referred.
Yeah.
What was going on in your mind when you heard that?
See, sorry.
No problem.
You see, normally in the movies, you see, when I watched this movie, I've forgotten the title. There was this man whose daughter at the hospital, and he wasn't seeing any serious
improvement.
So he hijacked the whole place. So there was this issue coming to my mind. These people cry. Why shouldn't I scatter the whole place and see whatever will happen next? But there was something in my mind. Just keep your cool. God knows best. God knows best. So I was just watching them going outside because I couldn't stand the shouts or the voice
of your daughter,
the sound of my daughter. So I was just watching them. So I was so I should look at my daughter dying from this period. You see, initially something came to my mind. Now, should I go for a car? And I have a car at a sprayer. Initially, I wasn't that serious to do it because I'm in Accra. I'm okay there. But now, since after the issue, I've decided to go for the car. It's very good to have your own car at the moment. My brother was using the car all right.
But if you had a car and you even wanted to drive to Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, for example, they already said the place was full.
Dave, initially I decided to go for a car, but I said, what if something else happened
on your way?
In
transit.
That is another serious issue. So I decided to leave everything to them.
Because with the ambulance, you'd have all the things in there.
Yes.
Because she was already, being given oxygen. But you've heard about no bed syndrome, and you were faced with it on Friday through to early hours of Saturday. What was going on in your mind?
As I said, like this ambulance issue, when anytime I visit the hospital and I see that 24-hour service, then I see no ambulance, I ask myself a whole lot of I didn't know it was also getting closer to me. So this no bed, I think this has also happened to me, and now I understand the whole situation.
But before, you thought it was something that would be far away from you?
Yeah. I thought, even though if you know me very well, I'm a type that I criticize every government. Normally on my Facebook, when I see certain issues, very critical issues, then if you don't see anything, any improvement on it, I criticize.
Listeners, in case you just joined us, this is Love 99.5. I'm speaking to Francis, and Francis, unfortunately, early hours of the 3rd of December, lost a 7-month-old child. 7-month-old child. And if you join us on Facebook, you'd see, pictures of Francis and their daughter when the daughter was alive. Very, very, very beautiful daughter. 7-month-old daughter. Beautiful eyes, beautiful lips, beautiful nose. Pretty, 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 pretty girl. Unfortunately, the country we find ourselves in, and the kind of things that we do to ourselves, this young girl has lost her life. I'm saying what we do to ourselves because, listen, we have so many hospitals in this region, Ashanti region, or Greater Kumasi for that matter. We have so many hospitals that have, begun works to see its completion, to help people who are in need of medical attention. But unfortunately, at one point in time, last year, even this Aferi military hospital, we're told that it to be completed before the end of this year. How many more days ago for the year to end? Still a year. And this man has lost his daughter. Now, right now, this has happened, very unfortunate as it is. What do you want? What do you want to do now?
I even forgot to say this. I don't want any court action.
You don't want to go to court or anything?
No, I'm not blaming any hospital. I mean, the system here will not even support you if you want to do such things.
But what would you want to see happen? This is Ghana. This is a country. We want to develop. We want to see progress. Based on what has happened, what you have been through, what would you wish happened?
So on my Facebook, I mentioned the ambulance service, and I said I'm not voting again. and in quote, when I say I'm not voting, I would even prevent my wife from voting. My wife is not even voting for MPP or to lose power to NDC or to vote for NDC to come to power. I mean, Kufuor built the
emergency.
How many years ago?
2008 was when it was completed, but it started works there from 2009 thereabout.
Have you seen any improvement? That 42-year-old building there is now demolished. I mean, it seems that
the MBU.
You were mentioning Accra, Greater Accra, Lekma, 37, 30, Kolebu.
A lot of them.
But it seems, I mean, until I see a different thing altogether from both MPP and NDC, I'm not even wasting my time to vote again. I'm not wasting my time to vote again. And I'm not here to say that the hospital didn't do well. I mean, because it's a very nice hospital. That's where I've been sending my case to my first, second, and the third, which this unfortunate thing happened. But what I'm saying that something should be done.
What do you want to see happen? What do you want to see done?
I mean, the more hospitals. This affair issue have been there for quite a long time. Every day, Bekwai Hospital and the rest.
Sewa is there.
Sewa is also there. Assuming there were all these facilities available, people will not even come from Nkari and the rest.
You're right.
People will not come from Bekwai. I mean, with these simple issues to Konfanoche. When you go to Konfanoche at times and you see people around the emergency center, sometimes these cases are not. I remember one of my first girl got his left hand fractured or something. It wasn't even that serious. And there was this issue transferred from one of the private hospitals along the Accra highway. What they said, this small issue now, let me say this in Twi, and I will say, now this issue in the hospital where they are why refer and say emergency. And he said, how come a hospital like this with such a reputation sent a referral note to Konfanoche? Assuming we are having, this government hospital around with some facilities, even not like a Konfanoche, because Konfanoche is a teaching hospital. I mean, these things will not happen.
Listeners, you can join us now, 03220-83596. Give us a call. All that you have heard so far, what's going on in your mind? And like I said, we're not going to rush through this conversation. We have already made up our minds as multimedia to embark on a campaign to get at least a ferry hospital, at least for that one to be completed. And upon completion of that one, we'll make sure that the others are also completed, because we cannot sit down like this and then people will be losing their lives like that. And like he rightly said, if most of these, districts and other places have very good health facilities, people don't move all the way from those areas and come to Konfanoche. Life, hello, Ghana. Christmas planning has begun, hasn't it? I mean, it's begun for me, and I'm sure it's begun for you as well. Charlie, thousands of people are already preparing to make this Christmas the biggest with help from Societe Generale, that is SG Ghana. The bank is giving all you SG Ghana Visa card holders cash back when you spend 300 Ghana cedis or more anytime you shop. No gimmicks, no hidden tricks. Just make POS and online payments with your SG Ghana Visa card, and voila, you get cash back sharp. Move fast, look sharp, start shopping today. Now, if you are not a customer, sign up now and get a card. For more information, please call 0302-214-314. It is 0302-214-314. Promotion ends on the 31st of January 2022. And remember, with Societe Generale Ghana, the future is you. Terms and conditions apply, though. So give us a call. If you're a parent, I don't know what's going on in your mind. We want to know how you feel about Francis's story, where this young, beautiful lady, girl, baby, has lost her life. I mean, look her smile. And I'm sure you can never ever forget her smile. I'm not very certain you can ever forget the smile that she has on her face. So give us a call on 03220-83596. Let me speak to, and please don't keep too long on the line. Let's do this very, very quickly. Please, thank you very much. Christoph, welcome.
Yeah. Good morning, David. I hope you are fine, sir.
Well, the Lord is my shepherd. Only I'm disturbed from what I'm hearing.
Our sympathy to the man in the video. It's worrying. It's sad. These are the effects that you will be getting as a result of bastardizing projects and then starting new ones. To me, the man wasn't aggressive enough. If I were you, I would have shouted. I would have created a scene. That would let them, hurry up to do something for you. Look, that Suncrest Hospital, the medical director is my friend, Dr. Jakun. You see, but one thing I don't like about that hospital is that they would detain people, patients. So sometimes when it gets wet, they'll say, go to Konfanochi. So why wouldn't you refer them to Konfanochi as soon as they come? That's the problem you are facing.
That I would not agree with you on. Thanks, Christoph. When you go to health facility, there are equally good doctors there, and they would monitor the situation based on the equipment they have. They would give off their best. At the point when they realize that it's getting out of hand, maybe they need some particular machine to do some work with, and they don't have the machine. Then they will refer the patient to a bigger facility like Konfanochi Teaching Hospital. But all the same, thank you very much, sir, for calling us. Do we have Ruth on the line? Ruth, good morning. Hello, Ruth. Ruth.
Good morning.
Okay, so I lost Ruth on the line. Is that Eric we have on the line?
Yeah, Dave. This is Eric.
All right, so good morning to you, Eric. And sorry about losing you on the line, Ruth. I wanted to hear from a woman or women. I want to hear from women this morning. Ruth, so Ruth, call us back. Eric, please go ahead.
Yeah, Dave. I mean, I sometimes, if you sit down and think of what is happening in this country, you ask yourself, do we really have leaders? Listening to what the gentleman in the studio is saying, I mean, this could have been very preventable. I mean, we could have prevented this. How can our own leader, I've said throughout the entire life of mine, I've voted for NPP throughout. But let me tell you something. I have lost hope in NPP. How can our president use such an outrageous amount traveling outside with a chartered jet? We could have used this money to finish up this hospital for the ordinary citizens to use. Because when these people, they are sick, their kids are sick, they will not attend medical care there. So they should do this for us, as they call us, ordinary people, so that we can have our ordinary facilities as ordinary people to attend ordinary facilities for care. David, that is all what we are pleading. We are not asking anything more than this from them. Please, they should do this for us. Thank you.
And thank you, Eric, there. 03220-83596 is the number you can call us on to share your thoughts on what you're hearing from Francis. His other name is Wafayao, and he resides around the New Apostolic Church at Amakum. For those of you around that area, I'm sure you know the gentleman very well. He's lost a 7-month-old baby. Kojo is calling us from Patasi. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Dave. How are you?
I am well, Kojo.
Send my condolences to my brother Francis, right?
He's heard you, sir.
Yes. You see, when anybody talks about hospital facilities and the ambulances, we just blame the government. Everything, your daily life, everything, how you survive for the day, you should blame it on the government. Look at us, how they are treating us. But when it's time for campaign, they will come as if they are God. Look at what is happening. The other brother came from Konfanochi the other day, and you telling him he lamented so many problems at Konfanochi. And the top people were saying it's not true and whatever. Look at this nasty thing. So, I mean, let's blame it on the government. They are not doing very well. They have failed us totally. Thank you very much.
The question you ask yourself is, where is the promises they made us or they make to us? And I'm not talking about one particular party here, but where is the promise? How come they're not delivering? Kwabena. Hello,
yes.
Kwabena. Good morning.
Good
Good morning. How are you?
Under the circumstance, what else can I say? I'm alive.
All right. My condolences to the gentleman. And being a father myself, I can really relate with what he's going through. But enough, okay, for me, enough has been said about the political aspect of the conversation. But I will dwell on what goes on within the medical fraternity. How are investigations conducted into these things to also get to the point where we can confirm adequately and objectively that there was no medical negligence in this issue. I have had some experiences with some medical facilities, and I think one caller, Christoph, forgive me if I'm wrong, he made a point that sometimes you have to get aggressive to an extent before they pay the needed attention to you. Either they are overwhelmed or they are just taking certain things for granted. And you have some of these experiences, and if not for the fact that you don't mind getting up and going straight to the leader's office and making some noise to let them know your displeasure, people just relax and take it as it's a normal day as business until something unfortunate like this happens. And what do? Sorry, our condolence, but a life has been lost.
Yeah.
A life has been, that's the bottom line. And who is going to be next? That is the question. And it gets to a point where you realize that it's like a cascaded down of, oh, for me, I'm comfortable here, so I won't render you the needed service I'm supposed to render you as a patient or a human being until I'm comfortable and I feel I'm ready. So people don't put the need for the service above their convenience or their comfort. And sometimes these doctors don't also pay the needed attention. Like I told you, I've had an encounter, and that was when my wife was pregnant. So we have to ask ourselves these questions. The medical fraternity, how do they investigate these things?
I hear you. And
or even what are the procedures in place to independently investigate these things?
Like I said,
although we are talking about the political bit, this could be actually medical negligence. A stitch in time could have saved 9, being the child here.
Thanks. And like I said, we're going to have a conversation throughout this week on this. Tomorrow, for example, we're going to have the ambulance people represented in the studios, because I'm wondering how come somebody plays a call to 112 and they are supposed to relay the information to the National Ambulance Service, yet we're being told that that number is not reliable. It is not reliable, you know it, and you haven't done anything about it till now. We'll talk some more tomorrow. Sledge, good morning and welcome. Hello, Sledge.
David.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Sledge. Welcome.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm well. Only I'm disturbed and worried because I also have children.
Yes. When he was speaking, there was something that broke my heart. It was like he couldn't stand there and I mean, hear the shouts of the daughter. I was imagining my young son. I was trying to be in his shoes. God should strengthen him.
Indeed, God should strengthen him.
David, it's very sad.
0322083596. 0322083596. That's the number you can call us on, and we'll have some of your views and thoughts on what you're hearing. Tomorrow, we'll ask you to share your personal experiences with us if you have any. David.
Hey, my good brother, how are you?
My brother, I'm okay.
My condolences to the guy there. So sad. But David, he's lost so much hope, so much that he says he won't go.
But will that change the situation? Will that improve anything?
It will change, but David, you see, he's desperate. He doesn't understand why the system should not work. He called 112, and you are now being told that the line is unreliable. Fixing a phone line.
No, it's not like it doesn't work. No, David, it's not like the line doesn't work. There are people there who are supposed to be working and be paid. They will pick the call all right, but instead of relaying the necessary information to the appropriate quarters, yes, on
the 20th, the money will hit his account.
Yes.
He will take it. David, this is why I keep on asking you, David, that I want somebody to prove to me.
No, but David, listen, David, the point is this. We are all created the same.
David, I know. I mean, David, the white-skinned man and the black-skinned man, were we created before? I want somebody to disprove me. Yes.
My brother, sorry there. But I always tell David that that's for Ghana. See, I'm just passing
But for
through.
us,
When God calls me, then I'm gone.
we'll keep talking, we'll keep fighting, we'll keep doing what we have to do until one day we get it right. It should not necessarily be MPP NDC all the time. We should be able to find ways to think outside the box and find other alternatives. And for those who will be sitting in their workplaces and not be delivering, a call comes to your end, and you're a woman yourself. She was a woman who picked the call.
Yeah.
So you're a female yourself, and you are told about the situation. And upon my checks, she didn't even relay the information to any national ambulance. For the national ambulance to go and help this little girl. This little girl has died. P, good morning. Hello, P.
Yes, good morning.
Is your name P?
Peace.
Peace. Okay, Peace, let's hear you.
Yes, okay, so I'm a pharmacist.
Okay.
And I want to tell you that the health facilities in Ghana is so appalling. If you don't have any links in a hospital, you will lose your life, or your loved one will lose their life, and no one cares. And I think the reason why no one cares is that they are not held accountable. For instance, let's take this man. He lost his daughter. My condolences. It's so sad. And he's refusing to sue the hospital. He's refusing to take action. Well, that's his decision to make. But if each one of us held these facilities accountable, I think they would do better. Anytime I go to the hospital, I have to be extra careful. I have to ask questions before they explain situations to me.
And it shouldn't be so.
Because, it shouldn't be so. Because I'm a health worker, I pressure them to tell me what is going on. Otherwise, no one would even mind you. At first, when I go, I don't let them know I'm a health worker until they are doing things beyond my understanding. I ask them what is going on before they start explaining to you that this and this and this. And I tell them I'm a pharmacist, so whatever it is, just explain to me, I will understand. If you're a doctor, a nurse, or whatever, if you're working on a patient, you are supposed to let the patient know what you are doing to the patient at the time you are doing it. And their attitude is something else.
And indeed, whatever you even give a patient, I'm sure that you are a health professional. You're supposed to tell the person what the injection I'm giving you, and tell a relation.
To do this, you're supposed to explain to the patient. But because most Ghanaians, they don't know they are supposed to ask questions and all this, they are just, relaxed when they go to the hospitals. Whatever the doctor is doing, I think he knows what he's doing. Whatever the nurse is doing, I think she knows what he's doing. So let me just keep quiet before they start insulting me or before they start telling me I'm too known.
P, thanks for joining us, my dear. God bless you. P says we should not keep quiet. We should ask questions. We should speak out. Nanama is also on the line. Nana, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Nanama, welcome. Oh, so sorry. We lost you, Nanama. We lost Nanama on the line. Our next caller is on the line. Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle David.
Yes, boss. What's your name, sir?
My name is Richard. I'm calling from Nkransa.
Good to hear you, Richard. Nanama, please call me back. I want to hear from the women today. You conceived 9 whole months. Oh, Charlie. Richard, please go ahead.
My condolences to my brother on your show. I think I would say I also have a similar situation this morning. One of my good friends, she went to the hospital. They gave her a wrong injection, and she has been weak throughout the weekend. So they gave her a second dose. That one too had killed her just this morning. The lady is dead and gone just like that. And I am going to do everything I can to put these nurses behind bars. Whatever amount that I have to put in, whatever the army of lawyers that I have to put on board, I am going to do it. My brother, if you can join me, we can do something. That is what I want to ask from you.
And indeed, we're also, campaigning and embarking on this campaign to ensure that most of the facilities here will be fixed, starting with that of Aferi. It ought to be done. We're in this country, and someone is out of the country going to seek for, he's going for a medical checkup in another country. From when he was doing heart surgery and all, when people coming from outside the country to come have heart surgery done here, why would we be doing these things to ourselves? Leslie.
Yeah, Charlie David.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now you are walking in a rough. Anytime I get look, in this country where we are,
We don't hold our people and our leaders accountable for anything. So they get away with murder. Like you just said, these people will get up, they and their family will go outside of this country for medical checkup and stuff. And then they leave us to die. Miserable death in this country. What is wrong? What is wrong with that? The day we start holding people accountable, including this hospital and all these institutions that are supposed to be of help to us, that is the time we will begin to develop in this country. Because we see nothing. We see our people, our leaders, getting to the airport to go for their medical checkup. And then when they come, we just hail them as politicians who give us what? We give them all the things that they need. We give them so much money that they don't really feel what we feel. We give them cars to drive on their bad roads so they don't feel it. We give them fuel so they don't pay for fuel. Even the food that they eat, I wonder whether they buy it. Everything we give them so that they can work for us. And yes, they allow us to die and live miserable lives in this country. And who is to blame? We are to blame.
You know, last week, a minister of state came for an interview here. And there was one official vehicle that was, accompanying the minister. The driver was in his car. The air conditioner was on. The engine was running. And so I knocked on the window and asked him, so if the minister is going to be 2 hours on radio, you sit in the air conditioner car for 2 hours. He turned off the engine. Only when I moved away, he turned it back on and was in the car enjoying the conditioner.
We have prompted them. Because we do MPP, NDC all the time. The day we will come together because of our common suffering and reject this nonsense, look, they will continue to have their way with us. Look at this what is happening in Parliament, and we don't know that the minority are together with them. Charlie, make our go bed. Why?
Leslie, Charlie, enjoy the day. Like I said, the whole of this week, we're going to direct attention to the completion of at least one of the uncompleted hospital facilities. At least one. If they complete it, we'll make sure that the others are completed. This innocent small girl has lost her life. Osei?
Hello, good morning.
Osei, good morning, my brother.
Yes, it's rather unfortunate. Sorry to the family. You see, the truth of the matter is, I think some of our health professionals are unprofessional. I'll put it that way. Some of our health professionals are very unprofessional. Attitude to work. I had a personal experience. My wife went to a hospital, a very prominent hospital in Kumasi here, and she was going to take an injection. The nurse even didn't care to look at what the injection the doctor had written. Just took it like a normal injection that had been given to other people. And she nearly gave the wrong injection. Had it not been for my wife being a health professional who knew the injection she was going to be giving, and alerting the nurse that, no, this is not the injection you are supposed to give me. Then it was then that the nurse looked into the folder again and told my wife that I'm sorry.
Abba.
So if she had not known, so a lot of people in Ghana, that's the problem. You see, they should know when you are going to the hospital, you should find out what you are being given. They are not, yes, I understand, they can also make mistakes, but when they make a mistake, it can be deadly. So we should take it upon ourselves to also to find out. When you go to a hospital and you are being arrogant, leave the hospital.
Yeah, I hear you.
Find a different place. Because it's your health, it's your life. Once you die, you are dead. And the kind of training they give some of the nurses is very bad. And these same nurses, when they travel outside, you don't do that. Why?
Because the systems work, yes.
So the regulators, what are they doing? The administrators of those hospitals, what are they doing?
But I'll say, I would also put the blame on all of us. Like you said, you said your wife is into the health professional area, so she was able to tell the injection. Now, when that mistake was done, what action did you and your wife take?
Oh, she reported to the administrator.
Or say some of you, we've taken some of you, your contacts, or say you're one of those persons. We'll be calling you guys. Okay. So Leslie or say Nana Menko will be getting through to you. We want to really escalate this and get the right things done for this region. Our last caller is on. Joseph, good morning.
Good morning, Dave.
Joseph, let's hear you.
Please, how are you?
I've seen better days, my brother.
Yeah. very sad for all of us this very morning. Francis, my condolences to him. But sometimes, you see, even though we are blaming our politicians, it is right for us to blame them. But sometimes, as he himself said, you have to be, very extra vigilant when you send your children or any of your loved ones to the hospital. For instance, myself, my son, I don't want to mention the hospital name. And when I took my son, by that time he was around 7 months, 6 months. And then, he was sick. I took the child to the hospital. Before I realized, the nurse was just trying to inject the child, but he was not finding the vein. So I asked her, "What are you doing?" I'm trying to find the vein. I said, "If you're not finding the vein, why are you still forcing the what do you call it? What is the name they used to inject?" So I was forced to take this thing from her hand.
The syringe.
So the doctor came, the doctor came and asked, "What's the point?" I said, "She has tried several times, 3 times." Then the doctor was furious on the lady. So sometimes we ourselves have to fight for our own. So that day, the doctor said, because they are not able to find the vein, they gave me some medicine rather to be used than the injection.
An injection. So there was an alternative.
So sometimes when you keep quiet, before someone will have to speak for you, then things would have gone worse. So I'm sorry for my brother Francis, but next time he has to be extra vigilant on that. There was a time the child was screaming. He should have been bold enough to enter there and ask them what is going on, because that child is your child.
Joseph, thanks for joining us with your thoughts. And on Facebook, Erica Santi says, so does it mean that when there is no bed, a dying child or patient cannot be attended to? Why and how? Personally, I don't think it's no bed that can, cause the health workers to sleep over the job for the innocent child to lose her life. David, it's like a daisical attitude. I think that our health professionals should go through 3 months intensive military training as part of their national service to equip them to be more innovative and in responding to emergency situations. And indeed, trust me, there are times when there are no beds. That is true. And that's how come we need to fix it and ensure that at least our ferry military hospital alone, Ama Quantima Kodia says, heartbreaking it is. Arthur Moses says, very painful. Who is going to change this country? Let's bring to you a voice note for now.
Good morning, Mr. David. There's a problem with our leaders. When they are sick, they will fly outside and go and treat themselves and come. And when you ask them to complete uncompleted health facilities, they will tell you that there is no money, but they have the money to fly in the air. God is watching, and He's going to judge all of us accordingly.
Back onto Facebook. Good morning to you, sir. Nana Araba Kwedu says, we talk and we stop. I always say we are not angry enough. We have politicians packing themselves and their family for healthcare in foreign countries, whilst we wallow in sickness and poor services here. How will it change? How will it ginger them to make things work here? John Oforia Manfo says, David, politicians are callous. My daughter is almost 6 months now. She resembles this young girl, Papa. My heart is, wet. This could have happened to me and anyone. And I agree with you. It's very true. Let's go back onto our WhatsApp console and bring to you some other voice.
Hello, good morning, David. This is what Achireba have been talking of, that things are not going well in the medical field. But people choose to hate him for what he is saying. David, look at what has happened. You see, our leaders knows that things in the hospitals are not going well. That is why if they themselves they are sick, they run abroad for their medical care. So we must hold them responsible. David, thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that voice note there. I have this one from Richard. It says, I just can't believe what is going on in this country. He says, Asemo. All right, so we'll be drawing the curtain on our conversation with, Wafa Yao or Francis, and he's from Amakum, the New Apostolic area. Unfortunately, his 7-month-old daughter has lost the life. How is the mother doing, by the way?
She's so great. She's very stronger than even me.
She's stronger than you.
Yeah.
I thank God for that. God for that.
But it's not been easy.
I know it's not.
It's not been. Even this morning, my third born, just came to my room and he shouted the name of the sister. Sika. Then I say, why? I say, I thought she is here.
But do they understand what has happened?
Oh, this boy started asking of the girl. I took her to the hospital with, that day in the evening. So he saw her and he started asking of the sister since Saturday. Say, Mommy, why is she? Why is she? Why is she? And Dave, you know something? This morning I was watching something on television. A player, Raul something. It was a match between Arsenal and Wolf. And there was this emergency issue and the guy was placed on oxygen. So he saw the thing scene on television on this morning.
Television, yeah.
He was taking his breakfast. He stopped.
Charlie, condolences to you, sir. And stay strong. So what would you want to leave us with? What will be your final words?
This is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to champion the issue of every hospital. If you say you are a hospital, you should have an ambulance service there. They just write 24-hour emergency service without any ambulance services. You should have your own ambulance, a standby ambulance. Are you with me?
I'm with you, my brother.
Yeah, and again, the government should work on those abandoned hospitals. They should start working on them.
When they say abandoned, they say don't say abandoned. Say uncompleted.
Oh, uncompleted.
Now, whether uncompleted or abandoned,
and the institutions should work as well. If the institutions are working, they will ensure that these private hospitals are having the ambulances.
My brother, thanks
and the emergency service as well. They should, it should be active. Even yesterday, somebody called me from the National Ambulance Service, and they told me now they have a landline.
Yeah, they have a landline.
So I asked him, can I call the landline without airtime? He said, no, that one you need airtime. Charlie, God be with us. So let me say thank you to friends and family who have been calling me and sending me messages of condolences on Facebook as well. I thank them so much. They have strengthened me.
We thank God for
thank you so much for having me.
And thank you too for making time to be with us. And like I said, we're going to do this together. We're going to ensure that the uncompleted projects will be completed. They are abandoned projects. Yeah, they say we shouldn't say abandoned projects. Whichever way it is, hospitals. I'm for here, sir. But tomorrow we'll continue with the same conversation from different angles.
When you call me, I will be in Accra. When you call me, I'll speak to you.
Charlie, grateful to you. Grateful to you.
So much,
thank you so much. Thank you.